Here's what he had to say about how he failed Kuminga as a leader.
It's something that I've actually tried to be more aware of. And what I've tried to understand, AV, who's one of our assistant coaches, helped me understand last year is, like, I felt like I was struggling with Kuminga a bit. More so struggling like what am I doing wrong? Not necessarily what he's doing wrong, but what am I doing wrong? And AV, who has a great relationship with him, told me, he said, do you know him?
That's a deep question.
And I was like, huh.
And do you know him?
Like, that's interesting. Because now that you say that, I start thinking about what it means to know someone. I don't know him, yet I'm trying to lead him. And that's something that Coach Izzo taught me as a freshman. Draymond, how can you lead somebody if you don't know them? You don't spend any time with them off the court. You don't know what makes them tick or this. How are you going to lead them? And I was like, I got to get to know this kid.
Yeah.
More on this.
Wait,
Hold on. We got more. Hold on.
Realizes
Hold
that
on.
he has to be nice to other coworker and maybe listen to what they're interested in to get the best out of them.
It's not nice.
That's
It's
a revelation.
Nice. Here you go.
Now I understand, okay, I need to continue to do that. Like, you can't get so lost in life.
Right.
To where you stop doing those things that I know create success, especially in leading, mentoring, and, being that vet for someone. Those are the things you have to do. So it really opened my eyes, and I've been trying to do a much better job with that, checking in on him, hoping to get, together with him this summer. But I can say, like, that caused some of our issues, trying to lead guys and not knowing them. I lost some of that and had to get it back.
You know what? Laugh all you want to at Draymond Green. Laugh all you want to.
The ego is just
Laugh
hilarious.
all you want to. I respect the accountability. He's being accountable. He's holding himself accountable, saying, I did not lead well.
Okay.
I did not get to know the kid. That's on me. I need to do a better job. I've been checking in with him. I hope to get with him during the summer. I respect the accountability from Draymond Green. We can laugh all we want to. Some people are going to scoff at it all season long. We're going to laugh at it. You're laughing at it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. After what Draymond Green put us all through last season.
But don't talk about it, be about it. It's kind of where I'm at.
Well, he got asked a question. He answered it.
I get that.
And he didn't have to be that open. How many players would be that open about saying, you know what, I didn't do a great job at leading?
Yeah, we all knew that.
Yeah, but he's at least open to it, though.
You
Don't
know?
we like an athlete to be open to saying, you know what, I failed in this department. I got to do better.
Yeah, he punched a teammate and he screamed at James Wiseman and had zero tolerance for anyone else's mistakes. Yet he made mistakes himself and never was, taking any accountability. So
And now he is.
well,
it's never too late, right?
No, he's saying that he is. Like, there's a big leap. Like, this. I mean, in like relationships, like, oh, I'm at fault, honey, I'm sorry. It's like, well, at some point, you got to change your behavior. So we could talk about it, and it's great.
Right.
I'm glad he's acknowledging it. But behavior needs to be changed, and
doubt.
we need to see it before we can believe it. And the other part is this, is that just because you want to be buds with Kuminga, or whatever,
he wants to get to know him.
Kuminga may not want to be led.
Well,
that's another thing.
Then you need to trade his ass if he doesn't need to be led.
Well, no.
If he doesn't want to be led, then trade his ass.
But Bonte,
because that's what part of being a youngster. And even Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. When Iguodala was here, Livingston was here, Bogut was here, David West was here. Those guys helped lead them.
But what if
they didn't know how to lead at that point? They were winning championships and they were really, really good. But it takes a lot to be a veteran leader. For the first time in their careers, they've been thrust into being veteran leaders, which is something they haven't had to do without Iguodala, John Livingston, and David West. We got to acknowledge that.
I acknowledge.
And so Draymond Green is sitting here. I respect him.
Use your own career.
What?
Haven't there been people that, hey, let me tell you how things are done? And you're like, well, wait a minute. You've been a jerk to me for a couple of years. I don't really want to hear your stuff. That's all I'm saying, right? Like, it's going to take two to tango.
When I got into the career, honestly, my radio career, I identified who were the leaders and who were not the leaders. I knew who to listen to and who not to listen to. And those people that I listen to are still people that are part of my everyday life now.
Okay.
And so I knew who was hating. I knew who was praising. I knew who was like, hey, this is how you do things, son.
Well, I'm just saying that if I was one of the youngsters, I'd be like, dude, everything Draymond's saying out and about, it sounds great. Let's see it implemented during the preseason and during the season, and then I will warm up to it over time. This thing that is on Kuminga.
I know. Listen.
Yes, of course it is to a degree.
We've crushed Draymond so much on this show. We've crushed him so much.
Of course.
At least I'm saying, you know what? I'm hearing a different side of him, and I'm eager to give a 4-time champ in this uniform the benefit of the doubt to say, you know what? I was not a good leader last year. I was not. I didn't get to know him. I was terrible. Accountability. Oh, my God, he took it. Haven't we been begging for Draymond Green to be accountable? Haven't we been begging? Hold on, I'll answer the question. Haven't we been begging for him to be accountable?
Yes, but you don't get credit for doing what you're supposed to do as an older player. This is the Chris Rock.
But at least
you don't get credit for paying child support.
But at
you
least
should be in your child's life, and you should be paying child support. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
No, well, child support.
I'm just using that as that's the Chris Rock, whole argument. Like you don't get credit for doing the laundry at home. You should be doing the laundry.
Well, not
you
all
don't
the
get
time.
credit for washing the dishes. You should be washing the dishes.
Not all the time.
You know,
somebody needs to pick up the slack of dishes. I shouldn't have to do the dishes 100% of the time or do the laundry 100% of the time. Come on. But this guy's being accountable.
Well, also, I think the other thing with Draymond, sorry to cut you off here, but it's like, I'm glad that he's saying this. I'm glad he's saying I need to be accountable. Like, that's great. But, like, we've heard him say stuff like this before. Like, he said, I decide when I get technicals. Like, I need to be better on the court because I need to show a better example for my son. He said stuff like this where he's like, I understand I need to be better. I'm like, oh, good, he gets it. And then he goes back out and he's like, here we are again. So it's like, I like what he's saying. That's awesome. But, like, dude, Draymond, you got to do this. Like, you actually have to do it. You can't just say it. You got to do it.
So he said he's going to do it. The season hasn't started yet. No, and I agree. And I will grant him opportunities.
The
fact that he's saying I'm willing to go meet him in the summertime and go get with him to get to know him better, to try to get the chemistry right. Because that's where it starts. Got to get to know these dudes.
No, of course. But Bonte, like, my setting on life is actions speak louder than words. How many times have I said diet starts Monday, right? And then Monday comes around and I got an excuse on why the diet doesn't start. So, like,
SOTAweightloss.com.
Exactly. So there's a difference between I'm accountable and then I'm proving through my actions that I have learned my mistakes and I am making amends by actively trying to change my behavior. These are different. It's like me and anger management. I've talked about it ad nauseum. I've got anger management issues, right? And if I keep having the same mistakes down the line, but the behavior needs to change. And that's all. That's all I'm saying.
Well, he's saying that he just told you in that clip that I failed. Do we need to play the clip again to hear what he said?
But I'm not going to throw a party for him yet.
Nobody's throwing a party for him, but I'm saying, wow, the guy's being accountable.
Okay.
He's being accountable, and I can respect that. You know what? That's the first step.
It is a good
That's the first step.
You're right.
That's the first step for him. That's all we want. We want him to be accountable for his actions, and he's being accountable. Now, whether or not you want an apology about JP's gone. Jordan Poole's not coming back. That ship has sailed. He's in Washington, D.C. He's not coming back.
When do they play the Wizards?
Oh, they'd be on national TV. No doubt about that. Probably.
You think the Wizards will be on national TV?
Why not? That's a big, juicy storyline. Former teammate, champion, playing his former team, got punched out of the organization. Yeah, I mean.
That's true.
So the talk is
one of
easy.
them early TNT games.
So I'm going to give Draymond Green the benefit of the doubt here. I'm going to give him a little credit for showing some accountability, saying, you know what?
Okay.
I need to be a better leader. And here's what he also had to say about how he was thrust into the leadership role. And CP3 can teach him how to do it. Listen to this one.
In 2019, obviously we lost in the finals, and then KD left, and Clay got hurt, and then Steph got hurt 2 games. Sean got traded away. Sean retired. Andre got traded away. All our vets left. So all of a sudden, I went from like the young guy on the team to like year 8 of throwing into the fire of like being this mentor. And like I've always been a mentor. That's what it is. But being a vet is a totally different thing than being a mentor.
Right.
And so then I just start trying to learn how to be a vet on the fly. And to have someone there that I can continue to watch and learn from, I'm actually looking forward to, because I know that that's something that I need to continue to, an area
I want to see it. I can't wait. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
I just can't. I mean, I've been in radio for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, okay? 4 or 5 years. And I consider myself, because of, we're now doing the morning show, whatever, I consider myself a veteran. Am I the most seasoned veteran on the roster? Not by any stretch, okay? But I do also understand that even though my time is relatively short, that I've been thrust into a position that I accept and I want, where there are people that are influential. And I take great pride in being good to the people behind the scenes or the people that are on the come up. This guy really came out and said, I have to learn from it. He's 34 years old, been in the league for a decade, and he has to learn some more from Chris Paul. It's just,
You know
These
what?
podcasts are out of control.
No, well, you know what?
It's out of control.
You know what, man?
The narrative building is unreal.
You know what? I'm not going to discredit him, man. He's admitting that he didn't know how to be a vet because he had the Livingstons, he had the Iguodalas, he had the David West to do all the dirty work to be a veteran leader.
He didn't know how to treat people, is what he's saying. He didn't know how to be nice in the workplace. Come on, dog.
Being nice in the
what
workplace.
Are we talking
He's
about?
being nice in the workplace.
What are we talking about?
Does that make you a little nervous as a Warriors fan?
What are we talking about?
Draymond's going to be the biggest leader and voice, and now does that make you a little nervous?
No. He said he's going to learn from CP.
Well, but he's going to learn to be that dude.
Let's not get it twisted. Stephen Curry's the leader of the Golden State Warriors.
All right.
But Draymond Green is basically saying, I need to do a better job in bringing in the youngsters. I need to do a better job of extending my hand to the youngsters because, you know what? I didn't do a great job the last 3 years of doing that.
4 months ago, he said he doesn't get out of bed in March.
Well,
I mean,
that's the talk of a champion.
4 months ago.
Well, you know what? A lot of us bit it. We ate it up, right? Come on, Shasky.
I know.
Shasky,
He's
how many times have you said with the Golden State?
His own
how many times the
autobiography.
last 3 years with the Warriors regular season have you say, you know what? It's all about the playoffs.
Yeah, but you're okay. Again,
Whoa.
I don't walk into the studio and go, "Hey guys, I can't get up in February." I mean, come on.
Oh boy,
I can't get up for a show.
June
in
and July
February.
comes out, and be like, boy, I'm just trying to get through June. I'm just trying to
all
make it through
I'm saying
training camp.
is
You know how many
it's
times
a
I've
little
heard that in the
much,
radio
Pete.
circles?
It's a little much. But I don't say it on air.
Yeah, well, you guys act like it sometimes. You guys mail it in. June and July, just give me the training camp. No. This separates the champs from the chumps when you do radio in July and June. We don't take vacations. Come on, baby.
I'm convinced. There are. Look at Dre's great. He's an all-time Warrior. I also find him to be absurdly narcissistic on these podcasts.
Some people mature a lot later in life.
Oh, that is facts. I admit to that.
You know what? We're going to go to Anthony and Bay Rob. Bay Rob and Anthony real quick before the break.
Both things can be true on Dre. I love the dude. He's been an all-time Warrior. He's a statue guy. He's great. And these podcasts are almost insufferable.
You know what, though? It just carried our entire 7 o'clock segment.
Oh, no, it's great.
So it is great. Let's go to Bay Rob in the city. Bay Rob, I've been thinking about you, Bay Rob. What's happening, my man?
What's up, Bay Rob?
What's up, guys? Hey, Butcher Boy. I respect everything you said, but this what you got to give him credit for. Us every day as men, we grow up.
That's true.
And there's new things that we learn. Mm-hmm. And it's things that we don't know. We try to act like we know, but we don't know. So he admitted to these things, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like a good thing because even as we get older, we don't know everything. We grow up every day as a man, and some things we got to come to a conclusion with our own self that we have done wrong. You know what I'm saying? And despite what somebody else, we looking on the outside looking in, we could see it, but he can't see it. So he got to come to that to fruition with himself that he needs to grow up and become a better person. So he's admitted to that stuff. I'm giving him credit to that. But now we gonna hold him accountable.
There you go.
No doubt.
So since he acknowledged
it. Great point.
Yep. That's all I'm saying. It's a great first step for Draymond Green. It's a great first step. I'm willing to turn the page on what was a mess last season.
Okay.
Last season was a joke. In and outside that locker room, it was a mess. It was tough to talk about, honestly. And some of the things that may come out in the future, man.
But I don't think it's unfair to be skeptical when this guy has said,
it's not.
I control my emotions. I'm not going to get texts when it matters. Trust me, I can walk right up to that line and I know. And then in the playoffs, he gets thrown out of a game that we desperately needed him. So I'm just being honest with me. It's great that you said it out loud. Now comes, will your behavior change?
No doubt.
That's all.
No doubt. And I'm giving him credit for taking the first step. Injury report. We got the Anthony. Hey, Anthony, hang on tight. We got to hit the injury report because I do want to get to your call. Anthony, I know you got some great texts on Draymond Green. 888-957-9570. Anybody buying Draymond Green and his accountability? I am. You know what? I'm willing to ride with Day-Day.
Are we going to play his MVP thing that he said in this podcast?
I don't know because things will get off the road. Because it's so easy to hate on Draymond at this point in his career.
Saying, like, he did have one of the greatest games ever, but that whole entire conversation about him winning Finals MVP was
again,
just
he got asked the question.
It was hilarious.
He got asked the question. What do you want to do? Answer it?
Well, the way he answered is what I found to be
funny. If you ask me, hey, Bonte, do you think you're the MVP at 95-70K? What do you think I'm going to say? I'm like, yeah, I'm like the 3-time MVP. I'm going on my 4th straight. What do you think I'm going to say?